This is a topic for women, and it's more common than you know, but it's also very uncommon for someone to talk about it, so not very many people know what it is. But I'm going to talk about Bartholin cysts and how horrible they are. I got my first Bartholin cyst. It was a year ago. There was no inflammation. It didn't get very big. It was about this big and it was squishy, and my doctor just said, if it's not bothering you, let's not bother it. Let's not cut it open and drain it. Let's just leave it. Because once there's a cut in it, it's more than likely gonna get the infection, and then it'll just start coming back. So cool, we didn't cut it. And it went almost a whole year with no problems. Then September, my first one comes the week that my daughter and I are flying out to Texas to see my family. Yay. I tried to live with it for 5 days, and it was so horrible. I had to go to the ER right before my flight, literally. They got me out in time for us to drive to the airport to make it to our flight. That's how long it took. So September, it happened right before my period. All of October was fine. Right before my period in October, yay, another cyst. I went to the OB this time instead of the ER, which was quick and it didn't hurt. I mean, they gave me lidocaine, they numbed it, but besides the needle stick, it did not hurt when he lanced it. It didn't hurt when he put the catheter in. The catheter only stayed in 4 days, so it didn't get to fully drain. Yay. This time, because of the catheter, it went past my period only by a week, and it came in November. So 3 months in a row, I have had a lemon, orange sized cyst in my vagina, in the Bartholin gland that is supposed to be lubricating. And I mean, could you imagine having a tennis ball sticking out of you, so pressure filled, so filled with fluid that you can't sit, you can't walk, you can't lay, you can't work out? Physically exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. It is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life. That includes giving giving birth to my child. And I labored for 10 hours with no meds, so I know what real labor feels like. And maybe it's just the mentality that, yeah, this hurts for a baby, but I'm getting a baby out of it. Maybe that's why the Bartholin cyst is worse, but I literally would not wish these on my own enemy because they're horrible. They are horrible, and nobody knows why they really happen. There's no way to prevent them, and you can have surgery, but even that doesn't always remove them because there are not very many doctors or surgeons who know how to do the surgery because it's in an odd place. But I just want anyone out there to know that you are not alone, and feel free to come and comment on this video because they freaking suck. Let's just say that. They freaking suck. I have been crying all day. This one started about Monday. I kind of started getting irritated. I was like, maybe it's just I'm ovulating, so there's a bunch of stuff down there and it's itchy. But no, nothing. After my last one, I was so determined that I did not want it to come back. So I got a squirt water bottle, and I put half water, half apple cider vinegar down there, or in the water bottle, and every time I went to the bathroom, I would squirt it down there. I got a vaginal, probiotic that is, it's it's a pill, but you take it, and it's supposed to be good for the pH balance. I took a bath every day, if not every other day, and I sat in a tub full of water and apple cider vinegar or Epsom salt. Excuse me, I just had a whole bunch of water. I just got back from the ER, so I was very thirsty. Um, I started taking turmeric vitamins, apple cider vinegar vitamins, the probiotic. Um, I cleaned myself with apple cider vinegar, which if you don't do, like, if you don't already do like a water apple cider vinegar rinse, that really does help with the pH. So if you are a more like odorous person in your vagina, I suggest that too, just because it helped me be a cleaner person down there. Um, but everything that anyone has recommended, I have tried to prevent them, and everything that any website or Facebook group or video has recommended to um, try and make the cyst bust on its own once it's started to enlarge, nothing works. Mine never come to a head, so every single time I get them, I have to go get them lanced, which means they have to take a scalpel to the labia of my vagina and cut it open and drain it. And this time in the ER, I said, is this common? Like, nobody ever talks about this. And she said, yeah, we get them all the time. Like, they're really painful, but, you know, we get them all the time. And once they were done, she was like, this is definitely my worst and biggest one that I've ever seen. And it's horrible because I'm married and I have a toddler. And guys just don't get it, you know? Like, any womanly problems, they're just not very sympathetic. And I totally get that when they're sick, we think, oh, they're big babies because they have a cold, but they act like they're dying. But women problems are mostly internal and you can't see them, and it's just something that you have to deal with. It's very lonely, and the Bartholin cyst is the worst that I've ever dealt with. So I'm going to my OB on Tuesday, and we're going to talk the surgery route, and I'm so scared. I know that not everybody has a good outcome with the surgery, and I'm scared to death. Like, last time I had surgery and I was asleep was to remove my wisdom teeth when I was a senior in high school. So 11 years ago. And I woke up halfway through. I was still numb in my mouth, but I woke up. So my fear of surgery is very high. And I'm like terrified that when they put me to sleep that I won't wake up. I don't know why. I'm so scared. So the thought of it all is frightening to me, and I just don't know what to do. But please just share with me your stories. If you've had success with the surgery, please let me know, because I need all of the happiness that I can. And share with me if you want to rant. If you have one and you're dealing with this too, please, let's talk, because again, these freaking suck.